Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I'll be checking out this video from Feli from Germany, and it's titled What Germany Can Learn from the US. You guys, I'm excited, and without much ado, let's check this video out.
Living abroad is such an amazing thing to do in life, but you'll never be 100% pleased anymore with how things are in your home country.
That's true.
Hello, servus, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Felicia, I'm from Munich, Germany, and currently I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio. Throughout the last 1.5 years of my life, I have spent about half the time in Germany and half the time in the US. And everyone who has ever spent some time in a foreign country has probably had this moment where you're like, oh my god, people here are so smart, why don't we do it like them? Or the other way around, when you're like, oh my god, this is so unnecessary, why don't they do it like we do it back home? That's why I thought it would be cool to tell you guys what these moments were for me and what I personally think that Germany and America can learn from each other. And today I'll start with 6 things that Germany can learn from America. This is definitely one of the most obvious things. Customer service in America is so much better than customer service in Germany.
Are you for real?
When you come to the States as a German, you'll almost feel like a VIP everywhere you go. Typically, and of course there are exceptions, but typically people who work in customer service here are just always smiling, they're friendly, they'll wish you a good day, and I love it. You'll find this especially at restaurants, and one of the reasons for that is that waiters here have a pretty small salary compared to Germany, and they need to make more money in tips, so they're extra friendly. And in general, I just think that the saying, the customer is king, plays a bigger role in America, because even when you're a super complicated customer, people here will usually try everything they can to stay friendly and give you a good experience.
So that they can get a good tip.
So in my experience, when someone has a special request or something, you usually don't hear them say, no, I'm sorry, we can't do that, which might happen in Germany, but it's usually at least something like, yes, sure, I'll see what I can do for you. And it's not only like this with waiters at the restaurants, but also with cashiers, for example, and at grocery stores, they usually have this extra service of having baggers at the checkout. And I think I've only seen that maybe once in Germany. In Germany, I've just had so many experiences with bad service and rude employees that actually ruined my mood. So Germany, why not do it like Americans?
Exactly, why not?
This also has to do with restaurants and service. You always get unlimited free water at American restaurants.
Are you for real?
And when you order soft drinks, you often get free refills. This is definitely something that I'm gonna miss a lot when I go back to Germany, because it seems like German restaurants make a lot of their money with drinks. They never offer you drinks for free or just put a glass of water on your table right after you get there. You usually have to pay for everything, even for water. And in some restaurants, they won't even give you free tap water when you ask for it. That has happened to me before, even though I'm not quite sure if they're allowed to do that. And it's like this in other European countries too. And I'm actually wondering why. Because I think that free water at restaurants is a great service, and it seems like that American restaurants still make enough money. So if anyone can explain this to me, why there's a difference between European restaurants and American restaurants, I would really like to know.
It didn't come as a surprise to know that in Germany, people don't get free water when they go to restaurants. Even here in Africa, a lot of restaurants do not give you water. You have to pay separately to get that water, or they will add the price of the water into whatever it is you are buying. Then it will not look as if you are getting the water for free. Meanwhile, the price has already been added, and I think Germans should also adopt that same system of maybe adding the price of water into the main food so that people will feel like they are getting free water. But let me know what you guys think. Is it every American restaurant that you get free water, or just a selected few? I really love to know in the comment section down below, and let's continue watching, you guys.
This is really convenient. At American gas stations, you don't have to leave your car and walk all the way into the building to pay for your gas, but you can just do it directly at the gas pump. There's a little machine and you just pay there. Maybe this comes from Americans being lazy, or because Americans pay with credit and debit cards more, but I personally think that it just makes a lot of sense, it saves time, and as I said, it's really convenient. I should mention though that in America you have to pay for your gas before you get it, while in Germany you can just get as much gas as you want and then you just pay the exact amount afterwards. So maybe this has something to do with it. When you rent an apartment or a house in America, you automatically rent the entire kitchen with it and usually some bathroom furniture too. Now I know this might sound confusing, like how could you even rent an apartment and rent everything but the kitchen? So in Germany, it's common that the kitchen, lamps, and other furniture, like for example a bathroom cabinet, are not part of the apartment itself. Those things don't come with the apartment and they're usually not property of the landlord or the owner. So when you rent out a place, it can happen that there's no kitchen furniture in there, no stove, no microwave, no fridge, nothing. And it'll look like this. And it'll be your responsibility to buy all these things. Or if there's a kitchen in there from the people who lived there before, you often have the option to buy it from them. Either way, it'll be your property as the tenant. As a young person who tends to move a lot, I personally think that the way we do it in Germany can be really annoying. Because great, now you own a kitchen, but when you move into the next place, it doesn't mean that it fits in there. So I think the way Americans do it is more convenient.
Very
you
convenient.
just rent the place and it comes with all the basics you need to live there.
I prefer that too.
This is something that I'm sure exists in Germany too, but I personally haven't seen it in, I think, any house so far. But I'm sure some people have it. I think it's genius and I don't understand why we don't have that as a standard kitchen tool in our houses, a garbage disposal. It's built into the sink, and if you have any food leftovers or other trash that finds its way into the sink, you don't ever have to worry for the sink to clog, because you just turn on the garbage disposal and whatever is in there gets shredded.
Wow. Oh, that's nice.
Last but not least, I really like the ceiling fans here. Not every house or every room has them, but a lot of the houses and apartments had them, at least like in the bedrooms and sometimes in the living rooms, and I really like it. When it comes to air conditioning and air circulation, Germans and Americans handle it a lot differently. And I have to say that I'm personally not a big fan of the centralized air conditioning systems here in America, but I do appreciate the opportunity to turn on a fan in my room for when it gets warm, or for example, when I want to work out. I mean, of course, summers in Germany usually don't get as warm, but when they do, a ceiling fan would be really nice to have. And to me, it looks like they're pretty easy to install because they're just attached to the ceiling lights and they don't need an extra power connection. But at the same time, maybe Germans don't need it as much because we can actually create a lot of air circulation just by opening our windows. But that's something that I'll mention in my next video when I'll talk about what America can learn from Germany. Thanks for watching, I hope you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you did, and leave me a comment if you agree with what I said or disagree, or if you can think of any other things that you think Germany can learn from America. Hope I'll see you next week. Cheers!
That was such an interesting one from Feli from Germany. Like, it's so surprising to me that kitchens in Germany comes empty. Like, when they say empty, it comes so empty. And I thought that almost all the kitchen in Europe comes with furniture. Like, when you move in, you settle in, you don't buy any furniture. But seeing that Germans don't install any appliances into their kitchen is such a shocker for me compared to houses in America where they have kitchens, appliances everywhere, and it saves time and also saves you the energy that you would have used into like organizing a whole new kitchen, especially if you are moving into Germany and you intend to stay for just 1 year or two. Buying a whole new property into the kitchen is not very ideal because at any given time you might want to move, and having to sell off those property again might even cause a delay when you are ready to go. But let me know what you guys think. Do all kitchens in Germany come this empty, or some are just like that, why some are well furnished? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.